It's time for the podcast. Yeah, the podcast is starting.
What's a podcast?
It's all gonna be alright in the end. It's gonna be alright. And if you've got some worries, my dear little friends, please rest your busy minds, because it's finally time for stories from now and then. Hey everybody, Captain Blunderface here. I'm back in the old library, and welcome back to Stories from Now and Then. I'm really into this story today. And Deprecatus, I hope you will pay close attention, because there is a character who is a cat. So you might love it. No, I'm not trying to set your expectations one way or another. I just think you might like it. No. This is not a spoiler in any way. So you're telling me that any reaction whatsoever is a spoiler of some kind? Even if I say it's a great story? I can't just give you a completely blank look every time. Well, before we bring Nicola in to tell us all about the story of musicians of Bremen, we have a shout out for Eris and his baby sister Esme from San Antonio, Texas. Eris loves singing the intro music and listening to the stories over and over. So Eris, this story is for you. And Esme too. Oh, and it looks like we just got a message from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by the official Stories from Now and Then coloring book companion. You can color along as you listen to the stories. To pick up your copy, head over to storiesfromnowandthen.com or check out our Instagram profile. And with that, all you gotta do is just rest your busy minds, because it's finally time. Take it away, Nicola.
Thank you, Captain. Today's story is about 4 unlikely friends and a journey they go on together. We're going back in time for this story, and we're going to the country of Germany, in particular, a town called Bremen. This story is called The Musicians of Bremen. There once was a man who owned a donkey which had carried his sacks to the mill industriously for many years, but whose strength had come to an end, so that the poor beast grew more and more unfit for work. The master decided to stop his food, but the donkey, discovering that there was no good intended to him, ran away and started on the road to Bremen. There, thought he, I can become the town musician. When he had gone a little way, he found a dog lying on the road and panting like one who was tired from running. "Hullo, what are you panting for, worthy hound?" asked the donkey. "Oh," said the dog, "just because I'm old and get weaker every day and cannot go out hunting. My master wanted to kill me, so I have left him. But how shall I gain my living now?" "I'll tell you what," said the donkey. "I am going to Bremen to be town musician. Come with me and do music too. I can play the lute, and you shall beat the drum." The dog liked the idea, and they travelled on. It was not long before they saw a cat sitting by the road, making a face like 3 rainy days. "Now then, what has gone wrong with you, old Whiskers?" said the donkey. "Who can be happy when his neck is in danger?" answered the cat. "Just because I am advanced in years, and my teeth are no longer sharp, and I like sitting before the fire and purring better than chasing the mice about, my mistress wanted to drown me. I have managed to escape, but good advice is scarce. Tell me, where should I go to?" come with us two to Bremen. You understand serenading. You can also become a town musician." The cat thought it a capital idea and went with them. Soon after, the three runaways came to a farmyard, and there sat a rooster on the gate, crowing with might and main. "You crow loud enough to deafen," said the donkey. "What is the matter with you?" "I prophesied fair weather," said the rooster, "because it is our good mistress's washing day, and she wants to dry the clothes. But because tomorrow is Sunday, and company is coming, the mistress has no pity on me, and has told the cook to put me into the soup tomorrow, and I must have my head cut off tonight. So now I am crowing with all my might as long as I can." "Oh, you old redhead," said the donkey, "you had better come with us. We are going to Bremen, where you will certainly find something better than having your head cut off. You have a good voice, and if we all make music together, it will be something striking." The rooster liked the proposal, and they went on, all four together. But they could not reach the city of Bremen in one day, and they came in the evening to a wood where they agreed to spend the night. The donkey and the dog laid themselves down under a great tree, but the cat and the rooster went higher, the rooster flying up to the topmost branch where he was safest. Before he went to sleep, he looked round towards all the 4 points of the compass, north, south, east, west, and he thought he saw a spark shining in the distance. He called to his companions that there must be a house not far off, for he could see a light. The donkey said, "Then we must rise and go to it, for the lodgings here are very bad." And the dog said, "Yes, a few bones with a little flesh on them would do me good." So they took the road in the direction where the light was, and soon saw it shine brighter, and it got larger and larger, till they came to a brilliantly illumined robber's house. The donkey, being the biggest, got up at the window and looked in. "What do you see, Greybeard?" said the rooster. "What do I see?" answered the donkey. "A table covered with beautiful food and drink, and robbers are sitting round it and enjoying themselves." "That would do nicely for us," said the rooster. "Yes, indeed, if we were only there," replied the donkey. The animals then consulted together how they should manage to drive out the robbers, till at last they settled on a plan. The donkey was to place himself with his 4 feet on the windowsill, the dog to climb on the donkey's back, and the cat on the dog's, and at last the rooster was to fly up and perch himself on the cat's head. When that was done, at a signal they began their music all together. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat mewed, and the rooster crowed. Then with one great smash, they dashed through the window into the room, so that the glass clattered down. The robbers jumped up at this dreadful noise, thinking that nothing less than a ghost was coming in, and ran away into the wood in a great fright. The 4 companions then sat down at the table, quite content with what was left there, and ate heartily. When these 4 musicians had finished, they put out the light, and each one looked for a suitable and comfortable sleeping place. The donkey lay down on the dunghill outside, the dog curled up behind the door, the cat on the hearth near the warm ashes from the fire, and the rooster set himself on the hen roost. And as they were all tired from their long journey, they quickly went to sleep. Soon after midnight, as the robbers in the distance could see that no more lights were burning in the house, and as all seemed quiet, the captain said, "We ought not to have let ourselves be scared so easily," and sent one of them to examine the house. The robber who was sent found everything quiet, went into the kitchen to light a candle, and, thinking the cat's shining, fiery eyes were live coals, he held a match to them to light it. But the cat, who did not want a match near its eyes, flew in his face, spat at him and scratched. He was dreadfully frightened, ran away, and was going out of the back door when the dog, who was lying there, jumped up and bit him in the leg. As he ran through the yard, past the dunghill, the donkey gave him a good kick with his hind foot, and the rooster, being awakened and made quite lively by the noise, called out from the hen roost, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" The robber ran as hard as he could back to the captain and said, "Oh, dear, in the house sits a horrid old witch who blew at me and scratched my face with her long fingers, and by the door stands a man with a knife who stabbed me in the leg, and in the yard lies a black monster who hit me with a club, and up on the roof there sits a judge who called out, 'Bring the rascal up here.' So I made the best of my way off." From that day on, the robbers never again went near the house, but the 4 musicians liked it so well that they decided never to leave it, and they stayed there the rest of their days. This story is such a good reminder that even if you can't work as hard as maybe you used to be able to, you can still be a wonderful friend, a creative musician, and a cozy homemaker. I'm so glad that these 4 friends found a space where they could be together and live in peace and quiet, warm and comfortable. They never did make it to Bremen, but if you go there yourself, you'll see a statue of the 4 animals in a town square for people to remember these 4 clever friends.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you so much, Nicola. I always like it when it turns out all right in the end. So, Deprecatus, do you think you learned any teamwork skills from that one? Really? You already knew too much of what would happen just by the way I was talking about the story beforehand? And my micro-facial expressions? Well, then you liked it. That's the important part. And remember, if you'd like a shout-out, just send us a DM on Instagram @storiesfromnowandthen. We'd love to hear from you, see any pictures you've drawn of the stories, or any coloring pages. And if you want to get a free printable coloring page, just head over to our website, storiesfromnowandthen.com. Stories from Now and Then is narrated by the amazing Nicola Ward, music by Captain Blunderface, and Deprecatus usually plays with people that have library cards, for the most part. Stay groovy out there, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Stories from Now and Then.